Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I know, I'm so sorry guys. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I haven't been posting or uploading, but my channel's going in a different direction. I'm going to be primarily focusing on beauty, makeup. That's what I really love and that's what I want to pursue on my channel. So you're going to see a lot of makeup looks going forward. So for this tutorial, for this makeup look, I recreated the look that my makeup artist did for my friend's wedding, and she wanted us to do a soft nude glam look, and that's what I tried to recreate. I loved the look so much. I knew I had to do it again. I even asked the makeup artist what foundation she used for me. I loved it so much. So this is the first look to welcome y'all back to my channel. I hope you guys liked it. If you want to see more beauty tutorials, if you want to see reviews, all things beauty, please subscribe to my channel. I love you guys, and let's get into the makeup look. Firstly, I'm going to start with my brows. The makeup artist actually started with my foundation first, but lately I'm kind of a brows, eyeshadow, then base girl. So let's start off with the brows. I'm just going to put some gel through them. I have really thin brows, but I need them to lay flat. I'm going to lay down the other side too. It just helps me to frame my eyebrows, just give them a bit of definition when I eventually go and fill them in. Look at my brow. Look at the end of the brow. Oh. Anyway, ciao. Then I use the edge of, I use my brow pen to lay the hairs flat, just to make sure they stay in one position. So I'm just brushing it sideways, if that makes sense. So it's all going in that direction. I'll clean up around the brows after, but yeah. It's just mainly so that the front of my brows stay in one direction. And it's easy for me to fill in. I just know what to do. Okay, done. I'm gonna use a combination of my concealer from Huda Beauty and what is this again? My P. Louise base in shade 6. I'm gonna combine them together. This is slightly a bit too dark, and using a concealer, my eyeshadow just creases with just a concealer, so I'm gonna use both. I use them to carve out my brows. Mate, this part is so tedious. I have to get so close and make sure that I gently carve out my brows. It just gives me a foundation so that when I actually fill in my brows later, it's easy to do. I know where I'm starting, I know what I'm drawing in, filling in. So yeah, I'm just carving around the brow. Now that I've carved out my eyebrows and primed my eyelids, I can get onto eyeshadow. So when I do my eyeshadow, lately I haven't been setting my lids because I feel like eyeshadow grips a bit better on lids that aren't set. Anyway, for my eyeshadow, I'm using the Shades of London, quite dirty, Shades of London palette. It's the perfect, it's the perfect neutral, soft glam eyeshadow palette. So for my friend's wedding, her brief for us bridesmaid was soft glam. So that was neutral eyes, like a brown in the crease, matte nude lid, and eyeliner. That's the kind of vibe she wants. So for my crease, I'm gonna take this shade to give me some definition and to be the foundation for the eyeshadow look. I'm gonna gently take that matte orange shade in my crease. I'm just gonna gently sweep it all over my crease, give me some definition. I'm gonna bring that into, I'm not gonna take that too up, just gonna wash that across my lid. I think for a good eyeshadow, a great eyeshadow look, you've got to start with a great crease color. And for someone that's my skin tone, that's a nice like burnt sienna orange shade. The owner's a makeup artist and she's really big on TikTok. I really like her, and this palette rivals some of the high-end, you know, neutral eyeshadow palettes like the Makeup by Mario, the Patrick Tar. I haven't tried those ones, but this one is pretty pigmented and I don't think I'll be buying them. Maybe in the future, but for now, this eyeshadow palette works really well. Can you see that? If you feel like you've gone too high up on your eyeshadow, just use your concealer brush and just gently pat the edges and done. I'm going to take this shade to give me more depth. I'm going to place the eyeshadow shade on the outer corner and bring it in. I'm going to keep it quite low so you can see the gradient of the two eyeshadows. The next shade I'm using is this white beige nude shade. I'm going to use it on my lids. I feel like this is the shade that makes the look, that soft, natural glam. I'm going to pack a lot of the eyeshadow on my brush and then I'm going to tap to avoid fallout. And I'm just going to gently place the eyeshadow on my lid. And I'm just going to bring that up slightly, filling in any gaps. I'm going to blend the edge of the eyeshadow so it's more cohesive. I'm just going to blend out the edges so the eyeshadow is cohesive with the dark brown shade I used earlier. Can you see that pop? I feel like that eyelid color really brings out the browns, the darker browns. Of course, to finish off the look, I'm gonna do a winged eyeliner. Whew, I've gotta breathe because doing a winged eyeliner is not easy at all. I looked at my pictures from the wedding and I realized she actually didn't do a wing. She just lined my lash line, that's it. But I think I might do a wing. Oh, I love a wing. Okay, so just gonna concentrate and draw a thin black line across my lids. I'm not sure if I breathed right then. And then I'm gonna just draw my wing. I'm not the best at this, but I'll try, and then I'm gonna bring back the wing. Okay. And that's the wing. I don't know if it's the best, but we live and we learn. We try and try again. Okay, wing liner done. I'm not the best, but it will have to do. It will have to do. I'm now going to take my telescopic black, extra black mascara by Maybelline. I'm not going to do my lashes now, my false lashes now. I'm going to do it later at the end, but just want to make sure that my lashes are coated with mascara. I really love this mascara, even though I don't really have lashes. Anyway, it does the job, to be honest. This liner by Inglot is so dark. I love it so much. Okay, eyes done. We can move on to the base now. One thing about Nigerian makeup artists or makeup artists that predominantly do like Nigerian weddings, Nigerian guests at weddings, they know how to prime a face. And that's one thing that I need to get better at. When it comes to priming, I feel like I still haven't found the products that work best for my skin. But for now, I have been loving the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum. It's been nice. It actually keeps me matte on my nose, my T-zone, and my chin. I really like it. It's such a cool product. Can you see? You just press the bottom and it comes out like, and one thing I do appreciate about this product is that I can have like a moisturizer, sunscreen on, and it won't disrupt whatever I have underneath. It won't disrupt. So I'm gonna lightly tap that in. When the makeup artist did my makeup, she used sprays, she used creams, she used like mattifying stuff, different things. I wish I recorded that low-key so I could know what she did, but for now I can only just use what I have. But I really loved what she did, so I'm gonna just pat that primer in. You just need to pat it in, you don't need to rub it in, especially around my nose. That primer should keep you going, but apparently it even works even better with the blurring balm, and I need the blurring balm. I need the universal one, and I want to get the shade in 8.5 for like no makeup days. For foundation, I'm going to use the Easy Blur foundation by Huda Beauty, and I'm using the shade Chocolate Mousse. I don't know if you guys can see it. So actually, because I was so impressed with the makeup artist, I actually DM'd her. I was like, you need to let me know what foundation you used on me. Like, I've never seen a shade match that great. And to my surprise, she was like, she used this foundation, and she also used NARS Radiant Longwear foundation in Macao. I actually have a test of that, but it's finished now. I was like, but you just got my skin tone so even. I don't know, the way she did it, so good. But she was just like, you know, she does trial and error. She maybe used some colors on some part of my face. She can't really remember what she did. It's to do with the concealer, the powder, so many things. So I still got a lot to learn. I love makeup, but you know, you can never stop learning, and you can never stop like teaching yourself. Like, I feel like I can only just get better with my foundation, with my application, with my makeup application tips, tricks. I can only get better. So to apply my foundation, I'm using the Peaches and Cream PCO8. I've been really oh child, that was a lot. I've been loving a flat angled brush to apply my foundation. It's so good, and I feel like it applies my foundation so flawlessly. Can you see that? Loki, this foundation, I feel like it's dark for me. So I feel like the makeup artist, she mixed other things. I don't think she's telling me everything. I think she mixed some other foundations, because when you see me with this foundation in real life, I feel like it looks a bit dark, but I do like it because I'd rather be a little bit too dark than too light, and you always need to bring it down your neck. By the way, I love this bottle. It's just so easy to squeeze, but do you see how that kind of melts in? I do think it's my shade. Oh, I thought I was using the wrong shade because I actually have the same foundation in Mocha. I don't know why I thought Mocha was my shade. I don't know. I swear I used to use it in the old Huda Beauty foundation. I've actually been quite loyal to Huda Beauty when it comes to her base products. I've been using her concealer. I still use her foundations. Do you remember that faux filter foundation? It came in like a square bottle. I don't have it. It was so thick. I used Mocha, but I don't know. I don't think Mocha works for me in the Easy Blur. Can you see it? It has nice coverage. It's not, the foundation actually doesn't claim to be full coverage, by the way. It doesn't. So I know you can still see some of my spots, my freckles. Yeah, some of my freckles. So my foundation is applied. I'm gonna do my concealer next. Normally I actually do bronzer, but I don't know, I've been switching up. So for concealer, I'm using the, what do you call this concealer again? The McGrath concealer in M15. This is lighter than I would normally go. So I'm just gonna, actually I'm gonna use my brush to apply it. Just gonna take it to highlight the center parts of my face. This is such a good concealer. I was so scared when I thought McGrath was like not gonna be around anymore. I was so scared, but you can still get her products. I think she just had to go through some restructuring with her business, but I think it's all good now. Like, they've released new products, some lip products. I saw it on Cult Beauty. Yeah, but I really like her concealer. I think it's just one of the top concealers ever I've used, and they have such a great shade range. I need to pick up more shades because I even love this concealer for, you know, like if I just want like not too like no makeup days. So this is a really good concealer. I don't color correct, guys, by the way. I don't know if I see the point, but yeah, I feel like concealer covers up my dark circles pretty well. So instead of like using more foundation, I just use my concealer to give me more coverage. I'm gonna start blending my concealer in. Oh, this concealer's bright. I'll use my foundation brush to make sure that it's all seamless and cohesive. Whenever you're blending out your concealer, make sure you have your foundation brush. I'm gonna blend out my concealer on my forehead, not too much concealer here, but I love the way it gives such a bright look. It brightens up my face when I put concealer on my forehead. Oh, by the way, guys, so my makeup artist actually used beauty blenders to blend out my foundation and my concealer, and I feel like other things too, like blush. I was like, I didn't really know that makeup artists or people still use beauty blenders. Like, I didn't know, but my makeup came out seamless. I'm like, she must be doing something right, because I thought that using brushes would give you a more fuller coverage, but my base was like, it was flawless, and she used the beauty blender. I'll be back, this is taking a bit long. Okay, my concealer is all blended out now for my favorite part of my makeup routine, bronzer. I'm using the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour in the shade 8 in Deep Intense. I really like this bronzer, but as you can see, I'm running out. And I want to try like a new, it can be cream, it can be liquid bronzer. So guys, give me your suggestions. I want to try the Morphe one, but I don't know if I really like the shades that they came out with for deeper, darker skin. My ultimate bronzer that I really want to get is the NARS bronzer. Like, I really want the NARS bronzer in shade 4. But that bronzer is 40 quid. So I have to wait till there's sales. I'm not gonna buy that bronzer without sales. You know, with makeup, yeah, there's always sales, so try and never buy your makeup at full price. I really like this bronzer. It's a nice, it's not too orange, it's not too like cool tone, it's like the perfect warmth. It's really nice. I'm just gonna tap that in with my PC18. I love the peaches and cream brushes. They're really nice, and they're really affordable. I need to pick up more. I need to pick up more brushes in general. And that's how you up your makeup game. You need the right tools, the right brushes. So I need more brushes. I've had my brushes for a while. The newest brushes to my collection are the peaches and cream. They do such good brushes, and they always have sales, so you can get it whenever. But can you see this blend? I don't know, I might pick up this bronzer again, but who knows? I don't know. I'm gonna just blend out my nose contour I'm gonna bring that up into the brows. It's just, this method really snatches your nose. Bring that up here too. I'm gonna go over with my foundation brush so that there's no like harsh lines. Can you see how like the bronzer meshes into the eyeshadow? And I'm gonna take my foundation brush and just blend it all in so it's not too harsh, because it's quite obvious. I don't want it to look like two stamps. So for blush, I have applied the e.l.f. Coming in Hot Pink blush. I'm not going to use that much because when she did my blush, it didn't look overwhelmingly blushy, if that makes sense. It just looked nice and subtle. So I'm going to do that. She's like a Barbie pink, but I don't have a Barbie pink. I just have to use what I have. And I'm going to blend it out. This is really pigmented, so you have to be careful and not use a lot. I don't even think I even used that much. But I'm trying to recreate the look and she didn't use that much. I can do a little bit more. Watch how this will be too much. Okay. Oh, actually, that's not that bad. I'm gonna just gently bring that in. Just gonna tap a little bit on my nose. Not too much. To set my under eyes, I'm gonna first of all use the Made by Mitchell Eyelights palette in the shade, I don't know what shade this is, maybe medium. I'm just gonna use this solar shade. I'm really hitting pan just to set the concealer up. Just gonna pat that in. That helps me just to lock everything in first. I really love how that gives like a blurred look. Just gonna tap that down. To fill in my brows, I'm gonna use the e.l.f. What's this called? Microfine Brow Pencil. I really like this pencil. It's cheap, it's cheerful, and it's thin. If you have thin brows, this is the brow pencil. It's not too expensive. I think it was like £8. To be honest, for e.l.f. that's even expensive. Slightly feather in my brows. I'm gonna define the top. And that's why I carve out my brows in the beginning, so I know where I'm drawing. And it just helps me fill in the gap. I am in the market for a new, what do you call it again, brow gel. I don't like the brow gel I have, it's from Revolution. And it's not good. Well, I mean, it's okay, but I feel like it takes work to get my brows down. So I think I might pick up the Rare Beauty one. Definitely the makeup artist did not fill in my brows like this. We have two different styles. She didn't carve out my brows first. No, she just went in straight outside. I think she just used like a normal pencil. She just used a normal pencil. That's where we differ. Like, I like the way she did my brows, but I definitely like to do my brows like this. I like it feathered. I like it soft. I like it just like this. Okay, let's set my bronzer. I use a really old bronzer. It's one by Givenchy. I'm really in the market for a new one. I think I'm gonna get the Rare Beauty one. To set my blush, I'm gonna use the Sweet Cheeks shade in my pressed curved palette. It's in the medium shade. I really like the blush shades in this palette. The blush the makeup artist used wasn't this bright, but I like me a baby pink, kind of Barbie type of blush, but I'm not gonna overdo it. Just subtle, because the way she did my blush was very, very subtle. That's so pretty. I'm going to use my Huda Beauty loose powder in Banana Bread just to set again. She used a lot of powders for me, and my under eyes were locked in. They were so locked in. So I'm going to try that again. I'm going to try her technique of really just using powders to really lock in and set the under eye. I really want a flawless under eye. Can you see? Oh man, Huda Beauty, she's savvy her work. She knows what she's doing. Just gonna set the other side too. Not too much. Man, the smell on this powder is insane. It smells so good. So for the bottom of my lash line, she didn't use eyeshadow. She just used an eyeliner. For my eyeliner, I'm gonna use the Hourglass pencil. Well, I don't know if it's a pencil. Hourglass liner in Obsidian. I think it's called Obsidian. Yeah, it's Obsidian. Oh, it's so good, man. This eyeliner is black. So I'm just gonna try and not make a funny face. It's so weird putting something in your eyeliner, in your waterline. Oh my God. The makeup artist didn't do this, but I love to do this when I do my makeup. I like to put eyeshadow on my bottom lash line. I think it makes the look so cohesive. I don't know, like, I find that like a lot of Nigerian makeup artists do not do this. They like to use a good eyeliner in the waterline and leave it as it is. Like, I don't know, it's not a thing. It's actually not a thing. But I love it. I guess maybe I grew up watching certain YouTubers and they love to smoke out that lash line. To really brighten my under eye, I have to do this. I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury, this mini airbrush finish flawless powder in the shade 2. I'm just going to pack that underneath my eyes to really brighten my eyes. That really brightens. Can you see? If you really like that really bright under eye look, then this is the powder for you. If you don't like it, then you can just stop at just setting with loose powder. But this is going to really, I don't know, she did something in the lab, Charlotte Tilbury, when it came to this powder. Of course, I'm gonna just blend that out, just make sure that that's really just seamless because it's really bright. Just gonna apply a bit more blush. My lashes are done. These are even the lashes that the makeup artist used on the wedding day. I love them so much. I kept it, child. I've never used lashes like this before. They're so good. So I'm gonna finish off my eyes with bottom mascara. Now time for lips, the best part. Do you know what's so funny? The makeup artist used 2 lip liners for my lips. And I was like, that's a game changer. I know she used Coin Collection by One Size. I don't have that, but I definitely need to pick that. I do have the Jordana Tisha lip liner in. Wow, this is actually, I think it's something Sable. I'll put it in the description box because it's actually rubbed off. I'm just gonna trace my lips. Come on, look at that shade. This shade is comparable to Morphe Trendsetter if you have that, so you don't need to get this if you have Morphe Trendsetter. And it's a bit darker than Chestnut, I think. You know what? I don't think I'm actually good at lining my lips. The bride requested that we had super nude lips, but I don't really do nude like that. So I'm gonna try use a concealer, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm gonna do dot dot for my e.l.f. concealer. Oh. Like legit, this is how nude the makeup artist went. I know this looks a bit crazy, but work with me. I'm gonna make it work. I'm also gonna mix in a bit of my Revolution lipstick. Can you see how that just makes that a little bit more wearable? To finish off the lip look, I'm gonna use e.l.f. Honey Talks lip oil. I think this would just tone down the center of my lips. And then I'm gonna use my Maybelline lip gloss for the outer edge of my lips. Can you see how that just nicely blends everything in together? Oh, guys, you know I wasn't a lip gloss girl before. Finish off the look, I'm going to use my Morphe setting spray. I'm in the market for a new setting spray. I've had this for a while. All right, guys, this is the finished makeup look. I had a great time recreating the look I had for my friend's wedding. Honestly, it was such a beautiful look that the makeup artist did. I said I had to recreate it, and I hope I did her justice. This is the ultimate soft glam look. Nude lips, nude eyes, soft cheeks. I love it so much. What do you guys think? Would you recreate it?